Certainly, just first and foremost, thrilled to get the win here. It's great to be 1-0 in the Big Ten play and 1-0 in road wins too. So, just happy about that. A lot of things to get done tonight. We made it tough, that's for sure, and it was a tough environment. First time we've been on the road. Thought the guys overall responded well, but we made it tough in that second quarter. They outplayed us pretty much in every facet. So. But I think that makes the win even that much more valuable and makes me appreciate it a little bit. Guys did a great job at halftime. Coaches made some adjustments, but the real story was just the way our players responded and came out. We looked like a much better football team. Just really proud of the offense. We started with the ball and got a chance to even the score back up and then, continued to do a really good job the rest of the half. Defense looked like we were more accustomed to, and credit to Minnesota at the end of that first half. But just good to see those guys really settle down and play the way hopefully we're capable of playing. So happy about that. Obviously, Caleb, great night again. He's really playing well for us, and anytime a back gets 200 yards, that's pretty special. And defense coming up with 2 interceptions, and I've always a positive, and got a touchdown off of Jay's pick in the first half. Good team football there. Got good field position off one of those punts, and got a good scoring drive out of that as well. So some good things there, but just a lot of good things. Played clean, 1 penalty. It was costly, but 1 penalty, and did a good job protecting the ball. So just in short, we're going to enjoy this one a little bit more than 24 hours. Give you guys a little bit extra time heading into a bye week, and just again, really, really proud of the guys. They just it was a great effort. Certainly have a lot of things to work on now between now and our next ball game. We'll try to be smart about this this coming week. We want to get the guys rest a little bit. We just basically finished an 8-week stretch. Got another 8-week stretch coming up, or 6-week, I guess, to be specific. So be smart about that. But we certainly have a lot of things to work on and improve, and that we'll go to work on that stuff here and as we turn the page.
David?
Yeah, Kirk, Cade and a couple other players mentioned that there's maybe a sense of just being a little bit agitated, a little bit angry at halftime, but it just seemed like that first drive just kind of changed the entire momentum of the game. How important was that first drive? I think you guys forced a 3 and out the next possession. How critical were just back-to-back and kind of punching in the mouth right away?
Yeah, again, the end of the first half was disappointing. They took it down the field twice on us, and I know we're 0-2 on replays tonight. That wasn't too good for us, but that was a little dicey, the one call. But nonetheless, you still got a chance to stop them, and we couldn't do that. So that was disappointing. And they had momentum. And that's going to happen during the season as part of football. Being behind is part of football too, and then just how the guys responded. And we can make adjustments. The staff did a great job, I think. Both sides making adjustments. But players win the games. And they're the guys that went out and did the work in the second half, and just good to see them play with confidence, keep chipping away. And I don't have the tablet, but just a little side fact: they said Gil got in on 3 blocks on that one touchdown run to the left there. So little things like that go a long way, and there's a lot of stuff we can still get better at. But just again, happy with the response, offensively and defensively.
Adam?
Coach, one thing that we heard from multiple players was that the goal for the game was to sort of wear Minnesota down over the course of 60 minutes, and it really looks like that's what happened, especially in that third quarter. Is that something that you noticed as well?
Yeah, tonight you mean? Absolutely. Yeah, I think the guys just kept playing. As I said a couple of weeks ago, I think here, coming into the season, we feel a little bit better about our group up front, and we haven't been as mature on the offensive line as we like. And I think this group's got a chance to really develop into a good group, and they're on that right path right now, and that was a big part of it. Those guys, just like their demeanor coming off the field and on the sideline, they seem confident, don't seem rattled. It wasn't going so well for us, obviously, that first half, but they just kind of kept taking coaching, and then most importantly went out and did a good job. Making some adjustments. Those guys threw a lot at us defensively. So, happy to see that. But again, it's a team thing too. You get the receivers coming in and helping out, and you want to hopefully be able to make that an advantage for you.
Scott?
I guess I wanted to ask you just kind of about the way the offense, through 4 games, the way you run the football is back to kind of what you, I'm sure, wanted to see as primary tenets of this program. What's it like to now watch it continue to progress? I mean, this is a 200-yard game for Caleb Johnson, but also Jazz Patterson had a lot of yards, and they really imposed their will. I guess, what's it like for you to see the line progress like this?
Yeah, I mean, LeSean really hasn't been healthy yet this year, but the other three guys have really played well when they've been in there, and that's encouraging. And, we're going to need everybody as we go forward. Again, going back to the line, and I'll include the tight ends and receivers are part of it too. That's all good. And just for the record, I'm all for balanced offense too. And that's the next challenge. We're going to do a little bit better job in the passing game. But we left some stuff out there tonight too, especially in that first half that could have helped. And, it's the funny thing about football, like just little things, you convert a couple plays that maybe we didn't, and then all things, things start to roll a little bit. But, boy, when you don't, it makes it tough. And, we kind of experience that.
Blake in the back.
Coach, the Caleb Johnson's right now on a sort of trajectory to challenge some of the records that Sean Green, ran for when he was here in 2008. I was curious if you see any parallels between those two guys, and is Caleb getting to a brand new echelon in terms of the running backs that you've coached over your year?
I just got done telling the guys on the radio. I'm not sure I remember anybody in 4 games doing what he's done. He just continues to run really well, and he's been really aggressive. He's always been a big, strong guy and a talented guy, but right now he's really just focused and I think really coming into his own in terms of using what strengths and abilities he does have, and he's really using those to his advantage. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a really impressive 4 games. And, but Sean Green did it, whatever it was, 12 games. I think we were 12-game seasons back then. If it wasn't, it was 11, but he did it each and every week. And that's a challenge. It's really it's easier to talk about that stuff than do it. But, have every reason to think Caleb's just going to keep getting better. And he's got a great attitude, so really, really happy for him.
John.
Don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think it's 222 yards allowed in the first half and then maybe 66 in the second half. What do you kind of see as the biggest reason for such a drastic improvement?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like 450 yards in the first half because, we just weren't putting up a fight there, and that's hard. And so, I think we just kind of knuckled down a little bit, and then the other component was I think we had 4 straight scoring possessions. And, we were chunking the ball. So, time of possession can help if the offense can stay on the field. Really makes it better for the defense. And these guys have done a good job of that, for quite some time. So that was a big part of it, too. But, a big part of it's rhythm, too. I think if you're playing well on offense, then sometimes that carries over the defense, and then, vice versa as well.
Chad.
In your experience, a game like this where it just didn't look good at halftime, but you come back and win like this, what can that do for a team? From your experience?
It's big. I mean, it's just like, it's our first road game and our first conference game, and those things are different, especially the road part. So, if you're gonna win, you have to experience that, and it's something we talk about in camp too. Part of the curriculum, if you will, is that we're going to be in these situations. It's just part of conference play, and so the question is how you can react and respond. And historically, we've had some good reactions, and we've had some that weren't so good, and you try to cite those in a little bit, and then, but it gets back, just like I said, at halftime, at some point, you just decide, okay, how are we going to, what are we going to do here? How are we going to shape this thing? And just can't be more pleased than, the way the guys responded.
What was the half, I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm not used to this.
Go ahead, Mike.
It's a tough new world, I know.
Halftime. Were you and your coaches emotional, or was it more a measured response?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it emotional. Like I said, the staff did some things and talked about some things, and they're throwing a lot at us defensively. So we just tried to minimize some of the things we were going to do, and change a couple protections. And unfortunately, we had about 10 third and longs, like real longs, and those are tough to convert. And defensively, I don't think we made too many adjustments. They tweaked a couple things, but and I'm no big new Rockney speech or anything like that, but it's just here's where we're at, and we got a choice to do something. We got the ball, so good way to start to be able to take it and score, and then we need to play out the full 30 minutes. So I mean, it's it is kind of what it is, and the guys, we have good leadership, and those guys responded, and they kind of led the way for everybody.
John.
I'll throw out a little bit of a special teams question for you. Reese had a really good day, especially in the first half. How important was that for you guys?
Yeah, I just talked to LeVar coming out. I said, did he do anything wrong tonight? I mean, at one point LeVar wasn't pleased with totally, but yeah, I thought he did a great job, and that was a huge component of the game. And this is his first road game, his first conference game, his fourth game in American football, and he just seemed unfazed. And the wind wasn't real bad out there, but it didn't seem to matter which way we were going. He just kept putting them down there, and they had a long field all night long, which was really big and helping us, although they still drove it twice. But, typically they were starting on the inside the 25, which is really, really helpful. I thought he was really good.
Take a couple more, Pat.
Kirk, I know I'm probably showing my age and getting a little carried away here, but do you see a little bit of Eric Dickerson with Caleb Breton?
Yeah, I remember Eric Dickerson, but I didn't study him. I don't know. Yeah, they were both tall. Yeah, remember that. He looked like he was 6'4" when he played. Caleb, yeah, I'm not going to make any cracks about SMU. It would be too easy. But, so I'm not going to do that. I mean, SMU in that era. Not now. I'm not saying anything about him now, just for the record. But, yeah, I mean, pretty good player, and he was good with the Rams. I remember that. Yep.
Scott? I would say Larry Johnson, but
It's not bad. Yeah.
But, I would say that it's not hyperbole to suggest that the same thing that happened when the first half happened in the second half. You guys would be facing some sort of a crossroads, and especially going into a bye, things could really spiral out of control the other way. Instead, the way you guys were able to put together that second half is the response you guys have done over time, quite a few times. But what does it mean to you just to be able to see your players' backs against the wall, a lot of things coming at them, and then respond the way they do?
Yeah, that's how you grow. I mean, you grow. And then preferably it was tonight, not the next time we're in that situation. But that's, failure is part of learning. And so, luckily we didn't have to touch the flame tonight. But I threw up on, or mentioned, I think Wednesday, I didn't make a big deal of it. But there's, a hell of a difference between being 3-1 and 2-2. Hell of a difference 1-0 and 0-1 in Big Ten play. And that was it. I mean, I kind of left it at there. But our guys are smart guys. They can figure that out. And it doesn't mean it's like, win or else, but, it is. It's like really the essence of it each and every week, We only get 12 opportunities. So I think the guys are smart enough to know it would have been a lot better going into a bye with a little momentum, feeling good, and, having a chance to smile a little bit instead of, looking at just a mountain of challenges in front of us.
Last question, David.
You want to go back to Reese, I mean, it's safe to say, he almost say he had the weight of the world on his shoulders taking over for Torrey, but for a guy being out of the country, do what he did, struggling last week. I mean, what kind of response did you see from him throughout the course of the week? Was there something said to him? Was it business as usual for him? And is that sort of the Reese that you saw in fall camp, summer?
Yeah, he's been pretty good ever since he showed up. And, we weren't working football with him, but, just going back to the start of camp, and I think it was Tuesday, maybe it was Monday, he had a couple bad ones, which is not like him, but then a couple plays later or punts later, he's nailing it again. So he typically practices really well. He's really steady. Probably doesn't have the proficiency or expertise that Torrey had a year ago, but, you got a 4-year gap there in that regard. But I couldn't be more pleased. And to me, the most pleasing thing is just watching his demeanor. He doesn't seem to get too rattled or affected. And I kind of liked his little, showed a muscle. There's a new thing on Big Ten enforcement on taunting too, and I guess you can't. Guys are like shooting arrows and stuff, so he didn't get a penalty for doing anything. But I liked his moxie. That was good. Yeah, he's got a good spirit to him.
Great, thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you guys. Chad, congratulations, Chad. Little birdie told me you tearing it up. I saw it on social media. I'm joking there.